I shut it down for the night. So um, I just had to talk about once again. You know, this has Al Heyman, Tank, Floyd written all over it. See what happens when you perform a little too good for somebody's liking. And Devin Haney performed so well, where basically it was just a one-sided drumming of Regis Prograde. To now, the new narrative is that well, Devin Haney's too big and they need to get Snack out of boxing and all this kind of stuff. But keep in mind, Tank didn't have no problem fighting Mario Barrios, who was on Snack. And he went up to 140. Now all of a sudden the new narrative is that Devin Haney rehydrated to 165. It's funny how everybody is worried about what Devin Haney rehydrates to, but Canelo is known to rehydrating up to massive weight and trying to control everybody else's weight, but then they don't say nothing. But then Canelo was allowed to create his own weight classes for championship fights, and nobody says nothing. But then here you have Tank basically saying that the dude is too big and all this kind of stuff. But then everybody say Tank will knock Devin Haney out and all this kind of stuff. And Tank is too big, too strong, and like I said, it's just always just something with this boxing shit. Now you have to wonder like, well, this is why boxing is falling by the waistline, because you will have people that would rather get on social media and fight on social media than actually get in the ring and fight. And that's basically what's going on. And this is the PBC, and this is why I'll be going in on the PBC, because they known for doing this kind of stuff. They don't like to make big fights for the most part pertaining to brothers. Now, it's funny, as soon as Devin Haney announced that he's a promotional free agent, basically they could start negotiating for a Tank fight. Then all of a sudden, Tank makes excuses. This man did try to, you know, um, downplay the fact that he sold out the Chase Center. Trying to talk about his ticket sales and all that kind of stuff that have nothing to do with nothing. The sellout is a sellout. Okay, so just stop with this bull. You know, and then you got people trying to basically make excuses for Tank, basically because this looks across as a clear duck. At the end of the day, if you want to say you don't want to fight him right now, and you'll revisit this somewhere down the line, then just say that. But to sit up there and make all these excuses about Snack, now all of a sudden everybody is using Snack as an excuse on why somebody performed well or didn't or possibly tied to cheating. Demetrius Andrade used Snack. It didn't help him. Caleb Plant used Snack for David Benavides. Didn't help him. Like I said before, now you just hearing the LOE, Legion of Excuses. And that's all you get now. Just excuse after excuse after excuse. And you're going to have these Tank fans trying to defend this stuff. And I'm going to say this right now. This don't have nothing to do with Baltimore. It has nothing to do with that. This is about Tank and the PBC antics. I thought about it. I was furious with Tank Davis for one of those fights where he wore the Mexican attire. Well, at the end of the day, maybe he can become an honorary Mexican because he definitely ain't behaving like no brother. Maybe they can claim Tank as their own, because no brother would do nothing like that. And Tank coming across is like he just ducking. And I'm just throwing political correctness out the window tonight. As I said before, I'm to the point I'm not gonna beg nobody like Tank. I don't care if Tank don't talk to me. I don't care if Tank don't do no interview. I don't care if he call Al Heyman and say I don't want him at my fight. I ain't gonna do no interview with him. At the end of the day, the PBC really ain't been messing with me anyway. So what's the damn difference? Who cares? I mean, if Tank is this bad mother that they done made him out to be, why don't he care? But at the end of the day, this is just Tank his long list of not giving us fights that we want to see. There's no plans in the near future to fight Shakur Stevenson. There's no plans in the near future to fight Devin Haney. He fought Ryan Garcia because he knew he could beat Ryan Garcia. He knew he could capitalize off Ryan Garcia's mistakes. Well, here's the thing. Ryan Garcia was bigger and taller than Tank. So why all of a sudden that changed? Mario Barrios was bigger and taller than Tank. Why now he's worried about size and height? He saw something on Saturday that bothered him. And this is the thing with Al Heyman not wanting to make these fights, because he's tired of every time he do these crossover fights, those PBC fighters get their ass handed to them, you know, via Errol Spence and some other people, you know. And then you look at Tank's history. Say what you want to say. Devin Haney fought Lomachenko. Tank didn't want to fight up, and they were talking about they weren't going to make that fight. When Regis was available, you know, Tank really didn't have no interest in fighting him. Tank said basically they really wasn't interested in fighting Josh Taylor. But then these people trying to make it look like Tank's resume is so stellar. Not really, when you think about it. Due to the fact that Devin Haney fought and beat Lomachenko, a so-called former pound-for-pound #1 fighter, that trumps quite a few of Tank's fights. You worried about what Devin Haney is selling and all that kind of stuff, but keep in mind, Cruz was a replacement fight. He's yet to headline really his own card, where he's the star, if I'm not mistaken. And you know, Barrios, for the most part, he was fighting on undercards and stuff. He wasn't really a main event guy. But all of a sudden, you don't want to fight an actual main event guy, a guy that's been fighting in full-fledged arenas. And Devin Haney is just an excuse now. I mean, this just goes on too much, and it's just pathetic to just um, see this happening. You know, keep in mind, me being 49 years old, I saw some of the best fights ever, and from my generation, from the late 70s to um, going into the 80s to the late 90s, even the early 2000s. But now, what you have now is these dudes sit up here. They want to put all these stipulations. They want to come up with all these excuses why they don't want to fight a dude. Oh man, well, you know, he's with that network, so the fight might not happen for a while. You know, this dude, you know, unfortunately, um, you know, I like regular Twix and he eats the cookie dough Twix. So, you know, it's just not going to make sense to happen right now. And that's all they do. Him and Leonard Ellaby, aka Sir Nose, is try to talk about numbers and all this type of stuff and use excuses. You know, at the end of the day, Devin Haney had two things that went in his favor, which now is not his favor. He sold out the arena, being a headliner, and he dominated. He put on a clinic. You know, if I don't, if I don't understand and can't explain to my audience like this stuff that be going on in boxing, you know, and I cover boxing, go to these arenas, but who can explain this stuff? I've just never seen no stuff like this before in my life, where these dudes try to create, you know, hurdles and blockades to keep themselves from getting in the ring. And this is what you call Floyditis. Everybody wants to protect their O. Everybody is worried about losing, when you shouldn't even worry about losing. You should be getting in there trying to give the fans the best fight. They the ones that's paying your salary for the most part and helping to keep you getting getting the fight in bigger and better venues. But like I said before, all you get now is just a bunch of excuses, and this is just a really weak move by Team Tank. It really is. They looking real bad right about now. Now you wasn't worried about nobody else's way. You wasn't worried about Snack, but now all of a sudden you hollering about, oh, isn't this dude a cheater and all this stuff? I guess you referring to Victor Conti. Well, did you care about Victor Conti when you fought Barrios? No, you didn't. But now all of a sudden you got these excuses. And like I said, I think they didn't seen something. I think Tank they got that phone call from Al Heyman. Like, nah, I don't think so. So what we'll do is we'll give you either Isaac Cruz or we'll give you Frank Martin because we can't afford to send another guy over there. It's been a bad year for them. Fulton, he got whooped on really bad, and then you had the massacre with Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. So Al can't afford for that to happen again. So he's going to politely, put Tank on the sideline. And I'm gonna say this much for these dummies that keep insisting that Lomachenko beat Devin Haney. Here's the thing. I'm gonna say this again. Devin Haney has had 2 fights in this calendar year. Lomachenko only didn't have one because Lomachenko told Bob Arum he wasn't fighting no more this year because due to the fact, quiet as kept, I heard that Lomachenko has some issues with his ribs, allegedly. That Devin Haney really did a number on him. And once again, go look at pictures of Lomachenko's face after the fight, and then look at Devin Haney's after the fight, and then you tell me who you think won. But at the end of the day, people are not honest. People don't want to admit, and that's the thing. Just like Keith Thurman was sitting up hating earlier on Devin Haney, and I just don't get where this comes from. I don't understand this vitriol a lot of people have for Devin and Bill Haney. But like I said, it's always people from our own community tearing us down and trying to destroy us and hurt us. So, like I said before, some of the biggest perpetrators of white supremacy happen to be black and look like me, and that's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate to just see this kind of stuff. So, but I kind of knew they was going to throw some obstacles, just like they interfered with Frank Martin fighting Shakur Stevenson. They interfered with that. And we still waiting for the details of the Amazon deal to see how that's going to fare out. But just getting back to this Tank situation, when I heard the excuse that Tank made talking about, oh, let's clean up the sport, let's get Snack out of here. They've been using Snack for a while now. You can buy snack products via Amazon. So, the reason why they brought Conti in, to create the snack stuff is because he knows about performance enhancing drugs because he created it. So, of course, the same way he could create a way not to detect it, he could create a way for you to detect it. So people have an on and off relationship with Victor Conti. They like him when it's one of their favorite fighters that's fighting as, using and endorsing snack products. But when it's somebody that they're not in support of, oh, all of a sudden something is suspicious. Something is suspicious about this. We got to look into this. Stop it. But unfortunately for Tank, he's just looking real bad right now. The Tank fans will support him, but the real boxing fans see what the dude is doing. And like I said before, if you go talk to Ella B, he's gonna try to be condescending and try to give you some ridiculous excuse why the fight not happening. But like I said before, justify a rematch with Cruz. Nobody wants to see that because they know what's going to happen to him. But anyway, you guys, I just wanted to put that out there. It's a real bad look for Tank. Very bad look. Devin, he just fought too good that night, and he just put a lot of people on notice. And then the weakest part for them is to sit up there and say, "Oh, go fight Ennis." Come on, man, stop the cap.